You know that feeling when you have this, like, incredibly vivid picture in your head, right? But then the second you try to actually get it onto the screen, it feels like you're trying to draw while wearing oven mitts.
Oh, yeah, that is the absolute worst.
Right. Well, today's deep dive is pulling from a really detailed product page over at HDTV Supply for the Xencelabs Medium Pen Tablet with Quick Keys bundle.
And our mission for you today is to really figure out if this specific setup actually, takes the oven mitts off or if it just adds more clutter to your desk.
Exactly. And to do that, we kind of have to look past the standard tech specs and see how the hardware actually feels. Let's start with the drawing surface itself. It gives you a 10.3 3 by 5.8 inch active area.
Which, I mean, that sounds incredibly specific, right?
They're very specific. But it's actually deliberately mapped to perfectly match a standard 16 by 9 monitor.
Yeah, and that mapping is crucial because if the aspect ratios don't match up, drawing a perfect circle on the tablet gives you like a stretched out oval on your screen.
Oh, I hate that.
It's so frustrating. But the 16 by 9 mapping eliminates that completely, so what your hand does matches exactly what your eyes see.
That makes a lot of sense. It also has this gently curved palm rest and an adjustable LED strip to define the drawing area in the dark. But what really catches my eye here is that they give you two entirely different pens right out of the box.
Yeah, a 3-button wide barrel pen and a 2-button thin barrel one.
Right. It totally reminds me of a traditional artist keeping, both a chunky charcoal stick for bold shading and a super fine mechanical pencil for those tiny details. It's all about that tactile preference.
Absolutely. And both of those physical tools are powered by electromagnetic resonance, or EMR technology. Basically, there's a grid of wires behind the tablet's screen emitting a weak magnetic field.
Okay, I follow.
And the pen picks up that energy, powers its own internal chip, and sends a signal back.
Wait, so the pen doesn't have a battery at all?
Exactly. Because of that EMR field, the pens never need batteries. They never need to be charged. Plus, that's how the tablet knows exactly how hard you're pressing. It registers 8,192 distinct levels of pressure sensitivity.
Wow, over 8,000. So that's what gives you those really smooth, natural gradients without that awful banding effect.
Exactly. And it also registers if you're tilting the pen up to 60 degrees.
Okay, so great pens are awesome, but that doesn't solve the other half of digital art. Like,
Yeah.
we all know the hand cramp of holding Control-Z while balancing a stylus, right?
Yeah, it totally breaks your flow.
Yeah, every time you change a brush size or undo a stroke, you have to stop. That's where the included Quick Keys remote comes in. It has an OLED display and a physical dial.
Right, it's a completely separate device.
And wait, let me push back on that for a second. They're giving me a whole separate remote just for shortcuts. I mean, my desk is already so cluttered. Isn't this just another expensive gadget I'm going to constantly forget to charge?
Well, it's easy to see it as just another chunk of plastic, sure. But moving those commands to a physical dial actually changes how your brain processes the workflow.
How so?
You can program up to 40 custom shortcuts per application on that remote. It's exactly like driving a manual car. At first, you really have to look down at the stick shift.
Right, you're overthinking every move.
Exactly. But eventually, your hand just knows where third gear is, freeing your brain to focus entirely on the road. The tactile feedback handles all the structural work.
So it shifts the cognitive load away from hunting through nested menus and onto muscle memory. So your mind is free to just focus on the actual art.
Precisely.
That sounds ideal.
Yeah.
But a tool is only valuable if it actually fits into your daily life and, of course, your budget.
Very true.
On the practical side, this connects via a wireless RF dongle and gives you 16 hours of battery life off just a 2.5-hour charge. And it works seamlessly across Windows, Mac, and Linux.
And I want to point out that RF dongle is a really nice detail. It offers a much more stable, low-latency connection than standard Bluetooth, which is crucial for those split-second stroke inputs.
Makes sense.
Mm.
Okay, let's talk about the financial reality here. The bundle is priced at $329.99, though there is a 5% off code available on the site.
Still an investment, though.
It is. And you really have to read the fine print here. They offer a 30-day return window, but if you simply decide you don't like it, you have to pay for the return shipping.
Yeah, paying return shipping just to try something out is definitely a hurdle. However, you really have to weigh that detail against the included 2-year warranty.
Oh, 2 years. That's actually pretty decent.
Yeah. For a creator making a long-term investment in their daily workflow, that extended warranty provides a really solid safety net. It kind of helps balance out the strictness of the return policy.
So to distill this entire deep dive down, this bundle is clearly much more than just a simple drawing pad. It's really a highly customizable, ergonomic ecosystem designed specifically to streamline digital creation.
Right, to get the tech completely out of your way, which one's a really fascinating question to ponder.
Okay, what's that?
Well, if a digital tool becomes so intuitive that it completely removes the friction between having an idea and executing it, does the tool itself fundamentally change the art you end up creating?
Wow, that is definitely something for you to chew on the next time you sit down to create, hopefully without the oven mitt.